Episode 7 of Space Wars. Let's get into it. So, last episode, many things happened on the new planet Deimos. Oh, wait, it's a moon. Deimos, the moon of Mars, and basically Brazil, Algeria, and Nigeria wanted to colonize the entire planet. Basically, before the colonizers came and took the whole planet. What analogy can we make with the Earth? Were trying. The analogy we can make to that in real life? The Africans here were trying to thrive well before the Europeans came, and they basically colonized the entire continent. That's kind of the real life analogy of this. But today we're going to be going to the moon because this big war is about to happen. This alliance thing formed a while ago, and the moon hasn't done anything since. And we're going to be going to the capital of America on the moon colony. Well, some things are going to be happening. And, well, these rockets are the capitals if you don't know. Basically what happens, the Americans still, some of them, believe that this is rightfully American here. And some of them make a little mistake. They go through here and colonize and basically take down Chinese troops that they think are in their territory. And they basically recapture the capital region. And this is not going to be so good for the Square Alliance because the Triangle Alliance was planning this and they declare war on the Square Alliance on the moon. Well, as the Chinese are being beaten back over here by the Indians and the Americans ever since their collapse like a long time ago in this area, the first actual war on this planet called the moon. Yeah. As this area is taken, and the Chinese are starting to lose some land, as the Indians' superior exploration and colonization, things are going to go up here and are going to be attempting to annex a majority of the Chinese northern pole land of Antarctica. The moon. Let me go down over here to. I can barely see this on the map myself, but the Russians are invading the British. I can barely even see the map myself, so the British fall, having a small colony. But the Nigerians are going to be able to actually push back, and surprisingly well, as they will be making their small invasions in here. And the thing is, the Triangle Alliance, Algeria and Brazil, well, they don't really have good relations with each other because of Deimos. So when this war happens, some of the Nigerian troops are going to be invading Britain for some reason. The Nigerians just say this is a mistake and it's occupation, but who knows what's actually going on behind the scenes? Who knows? I think I want to remove this layer here, the alliance layer, as the Algerians will be going ahead and taking the rest of this territory. Yeah, and this, including this corner here, is what the map looks like. When we go down to Germany, Germany is using different tactics from World War II, maybe using some similar-ish tactics to go up in here with Russia, alongside the Americans, where they will be pushing back Russia greatly. And, well, it's not looking too good for these until the Russians start their invasion of the Americans, like this. They will be invading through here into this area, and they will be doing very successfully, as the Chinese will also be able to push back. And well, the American capital on the moon is taken, and that's not very good. I think for the second time in moon history. Yeah, but Nigeria is still doing exponentially well, especially against Russia, as Russia, it's not very stable on Earth right now. I'll get to that in a little. And what I mean by a little is right now. Russia is having a lot of instability issues on Earth because over time they've annexed Belarus and also finally, after like 200 years of fighting, annexed Ukraine. And, well, I'll probably, I'll be editing yeah. So basically, they have all this. And this is really bad for the Russians, as the Russians have also kind of got relations worsened in the Middle East. As, well, this, yeah, not so good. Yeah. But, well, the Israelis, which here, yeah. And other countries are thriving. Like, some countries have joined Germany since, like Austria and Belgium and Luxembourg have all joined the Germans ever since. I'll update this later, but basically, not much has happened, and the Russians are very unstable, specifically in the Ukrainian areas, and the Belarusian areas, and these areas, and these areas, and basically the whole country is unstable. So they will be losing a lot of troops, and basically all this front line here is being pushed back, as the Nigerians will be going ahead and occupying all of this territory that has been annexed by Russia. And, well, this is not good for the Russians at all. And it gets even worse for the Russians as Algeria makes a landing over here, right next to the capital, Russia. And the Indians are going to continue their expansions as they will be taking the capital of China. When we go back to Earth, which is a few layers here, we can see that not so great things have been happening, as Russia is in civil war, as the Ukrainian group will be breaking away and is being funded by the Americans, and Russia is just gone at this point. They've just basically lost a bunch of their territories. Rebellions will just soak up the country, and basically what happens is Russia goes into an all-out state of collapse, and, well, they don't have any space colonies anymore. Yeah. And basically all this is just free land at this point. As, well, this capital is taken here. And, well, Russia is just going to be occupied as both these countries have lost all the main capital areas. So basically, the Americans and the Indians and the rest of these countries will be having a field day over in Russia, as they will just be taking over all of their moon territories, as Russia on Earth is just collapsed at this point. Yeah. And, well, yeah. Basically, these guys surrender alongside the rest of their alliance, and we can look at a peace treaty. What is the peace treaty? Oh wait, wrong planet. What happened with this place? Oh yeah, map stuff, yeah. So if I get these rockets on, so basically Algeria is on this planet now, and so is, well, Russia and China are completely off this planet, but they still have their colonies on other planets. Oh wait, they don't have, like there and there. But time to go to Earth real quick, because there's some issues going on. Time to break some of this down. A lot of this happened between the start of this series and now, like what happened over here. Yeah. And Russia is civil war's over. And as you can notice, they're gone, basically, and they've kind of just lost everything. And that's clearly visible when we go over here to their colony over in this area. As if I can find an appropriate color, their colony will be breaking away. As, well, none of them, well, Russia's just gone out of the whole list of space powers. There's not a single Russian colony over here. And China's also experiencing collapse, as they have just sort of, after this war, just lost all their resources. So they're going to go into a state of decolonization of their space colonies, leaving only America, Brazil, you, Mr. Nigeria, Algeria, France, Germany, Britain, and also the Indians. Yeah, India. Those are basically the only countries left, and well, that is going to do it for today's episode of Space Wars. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you in the next episode, and bye!